We're going to be doing an ADHD-friendly diversity bowl today that's Mediterranean-inspired, and I'm here with Miguel, who's going to be teaching us a bit about the ingredients that you've chosen specifically for this meal.
We're going to tackle the symptoms of ADHD through the gut-brain axis. So we're going to feed in gut bacteria interesting foods that they like. We have two very important things for brain health, particularly when you're trying to regulate ADHD. So we have fibers that you can see with the naked eyes, a couple of names like inulin, for example, in red chicory. And then we have things that you don't see with the naked eye, but are as important for gut bacteria as the fiber, the polyphenols. So types of antioxidants that are almost trapped in the colors. As a rule of thumb, anything that has got colors in it is going to have a load of different polyphenols in it. So you have things like quercetin and capsaicin in the pepper. Different peppers will have different variations of the antioxidants as well. So if you have peppers on a regular basis, just choose orange pepper today, then green pepper tomorrow. Diversity is really key when it comes to that. You have isoflavones in the tempeh, which are antioxidants in soy. The cute thing about that is that you have specific bacteria in your gut that will metabolize soy products, and they are really quirky. They make this thing called Equal, a really good antioxidant that is able to go through the wall of the gut and actually go throughout your body and regulate loads of different functions in the body, from sexual health and the menstrual cycle, for example. Important for females with ADHD because your menstrual cycle is going to have an impact on your attention span, on your activity levels. And we have some protein as well that's going to help us release energy more slowly throughout the day. So protein, I've chosen cheese, manchego cheese. Manchego cheese has got these peptides, these like short proteins that contain a lot of tryptophan. So tryptophan, we talked about it in the podcast, is the building block of serotonin. Tryptophan gives you this kind of a slightly somniferous, kind of like sleep-inducing kind of mood. Why? Because it's the precursor to serotonin that makes you feel sleepy. Serotonin and melatonin are quite linked together. So what you're trying to do with that is, apart from the protein that is going to slow down how energy is released throughout the day, also going to manage your hyperactivity. And hyperactivity in adults tends to be internalized, so it's not so much like, going like that all day. It's here.
In the mind.
It's the head is going like a washing machine on a spin cycle, and that's going to spin the cycle at like 800 RPMs as opposed to like 1200.
1200, okay.
Doctor's Kitchen. Recipes, health, lifestyle.
Do you want me to start with the tempeh?
Yeah, so just chop that up whichever way you fancy best.
Okay, and we're just going to serve this all together in a bowl, and then
with salad leaves.
With salad leaves, okay. Fine.
And again, there's going to be a number of different polyphenols in salad leaves. Too many to mention. And I think the key for me is just having every single ingredient in their own right is therapeutic for a number of reasons. Combining them together is a huge synergy. So you have the kind of like the more mechanistic effects of like slowing down the release of glucose in your body and giving you a nice smooth release of energy, so you don't have a dip, a high and then a dip.
Great way of thinking about your food as a combination with all these different ingredients, but there's also synergy in the combinations as well that maximize their effects.
And the flavor, and we talk about dopamine as well as an important neurotransmitter in ADHD. Dopamine is massively associated with reward. Newsflash, one of the ways that you get a reward kind of oomph in your brain is because of pleasure. If you think about having sex with somebody that you really fancy, you're gonna get a massive amount of dopamine flowing in, and that's part of the sexual attraction. Now, food is sexy as well. If you're gonna get excited about eating something,
it is sexy.
You're gonna get a massive amount of dopamine being released. And in fact, a lot of the medication that is available for ADHD is based on making you produce not more dopamine directly, but making you produce more noradrenaline that is then converted to dopamine.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I'm going to just put some olive oil into
definitely. So we're going to do that.
A lot of people get funny about using olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in cooking. What are your thoughts on that as a Spaniard?
It's nonsense. My mom uses masses of olive oil, onions and garlic. Yes, of course, you do have more of an awareness of different graduation of olive oil. So you have the more acidic, the less acidic, and it's more like a gourmet market in Spain where you can get very light olive oil for certain dishes. So it doesn't overpower the taste and so on. Because extra virgin olive oil can be quite pungent and like peppery.
I love that.
Yeah, me
as
too.
As a dressing and the finishing.
Absolutely. But the whole thing is that you're going to spoil it because you're damaging the fat. Now, there's been studies done on this, and the fact is that the level of antioxidants that it contains actually protects the fat from degrading.
Yeah.
If you're deep frying like fish fingers or something at really high temperature for like 20 minutes, then I wouldn't use olive oil for that.
Yeah.
But if you're just light frying, it's absolutely fine.
Love to hear that, because I always get asked about olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, whether I should be using it in cooking. Low to medium heat, saute, great.
Yeah.
Frying, deep frying, even though you could, it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
This is a lot more expensive.
Definitely. Yeah.
So for these ingredients, what are we doing with them?
We're going to chop it.
Just do a dice of these?
Yeah.
Okay. And these, again, these have got capsaicin, there's different polyphenols.
Capsaicin and quercetin. A fine dice is fine. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna add some pine nuts to that.
Yeah, sure.
Just to give them a little bit of toasty flavor.
Sure. You just go by eye like me, right?
Yeah,
just a little bit of this.
I don't measure anything.
Yeah.
So we have a really interesting combination of antioxidants in artichokes as well as fiber. And if you know milk thistle, people take this for the liver.
Yeah, they do.
Have very similar polyphenol compounds to milk thistle, because at the end of the day, if you've seen an artichoke, it's like a thistle. It's the same kind of family. So you have silymarin and other related compounds in artichokes as well. So artichokes really good for liver health.
What aspect of liver health?
It's bile, so bile release. So bile is a natural carrier of toxins, because when you produce bile, basically you're enhancing your liver's ability to clean itself and to process any toxins that we are exposed to on a daily basis. So it's just allowing the liver to do its job better. And the liver's job is to clean your blood. So it's basically just doing that in a slightly better way.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
So artichokes are similar.
Artichokes are great, and they also have, they are bitty. They've got this kind of a fiber things that sometimes can get stuck in your teeth, because it's like almost too much for your human mouth to process. And that's great for your bacteria. So it's going to give your bacteria at your gut some roughage. It's going to guarantee that you have a nice motion in the morning, the day after you've eaten them. Excellent source of fructooligosaccharides as well, of phos.
And with these, you just want me
We're just going to chop them as well. Yeah. We're going to do a little bit of parsley, but not as much as this.
Not too much, sure. With these end bits, I tend to either compost them or I'll just go right to the end. You can actually roast them as well. I'm just going to put it all in one.
That's great.
In one bowl,
So we're going to chop this in two, just like in half.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just to make it easier to eat them.
Yeah. Because these you can eat raw. I mean, I tend to eat these
definitely.
raw all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make it look
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that looks good. That looks brilliant.
And you're happy with the toasting on the tempeh?
Yeah, I can give it up.
Because a lot of people, just think tempeh is only for Asian foods, but it takes on flavor. Pretty awesomely, I find.
It's earthy, nice grounded taste. I think with the olive oil, the kind of like pepperiness of the olive oil, we're going to just turn this off now.
Yeah, go for it.
And just leave it there. Do something pretty with them.
Do something pretty, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty? All right, I got you.
And radishes are purple. Typically, you can trust to have these things called anthocyanins. They are powerful antioxidants, but again, the whole approach is not just to put an antioxidant in your body, but to feed your bacteria something that they're going to enjoy. Microbiome version 1.
I cut myself. So I cut my finger in that last scene. This is a reminder to use a guard when you're using the mandolin. Please keep it safe, kids.
Just going to chop a little bit of parsley. My chopping skills are crap.
Go slow.
Tiny amount of parsley. Again, inspired by my mom, she uses like loads of parsley. It has really interesting polyphenols, this thing called apigenin, some polyphenols related to lutein as well. So really interesting, and also quite interesting flavor when you put it raw like that. It's kind of like really herbal. I think we probably have got everything we need to just like mix it with the tempeh. We're gonna put the pistachios on top and the capers on top. It's gonna put a lot of it.
Put it all in.
The whole thing.
And
we're just going to mix it in dry before putting the olive oil, because otherwise it doesn't mix so well.
Perfect.
So let's just make this pretty. So let's just put a little bit of it that. Literally, I'm just going to make it pretty because we eat through our eyes as well as anything else. Some artichokes.
This is 100% something that I would eat every day. As you can see on Instagram and stuff, I'm always having diversity bowls just like
Diversity bowls are just the most amazing thing. I'm just gonna go heavy on the artichokes because I really like them. So I'm just going to dress this up with some olive oil. I will put some capers, some pistachios, and I'm going to finish it with shaving of manchego.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, I know, your utensils are fierce. So we have a nice diversity bowl in there, Mediterranean inspired, nice protein, some umami flavors in there as well to get your taste buds excited, get some dopamine.
Perfect.
From the excitement, and loads of fiber, loads of polyphenols. I'm getting really hungry now. Shall we eat?
There was a study called the Mediterranean diet. Do you remember that one? Yeah. That looks amazing. How does it taste?
Divine.
Perfect. I do like artichokes.
I didn't get any artichoke. I need to go twice. I need to go again.
That cheese and tempeh combination.
It's really,
That's
really nice, isn't
That's
it?
really good. It's got crunch, it's got texture, it's got flavor, umami, and it's good for your health. My gut and brain feel brilliant already.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. Miguel's Kitchen, appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.